So, guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So before we go into the chat, just a quick word about my sponsor, Simplified Debt, are a company that offers free, friendly, confidential advice to anybody that's maybe having any kind of financial difficulties. So anybody across the UK, so Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and Wales. Now, the number is across the bottom of the screen, the number on their website. If you do contact them, let them know either my name's Stoomboy, the MMA UK BJJ show, or the Scottish MMA Awards. Now, we're going to be talking about Total Kombat Championship. So, Total Kombat Championship is going to be next weekend, Saturday, the 20th of May. Now, it's going to be at Troon Town Hall in Troon. It's right by the beach, so if you are going over, make sure you do bring a jacket because chances are Scottish weather is going to be absolutely Baltic. So bring a jacket. Now, tickets availability, anybody looking for tickets, hit up your chosen fighters or grapplers to get tickets directly through them. If you can't get any tickets through your chosen fighter, then hit up the Total Kombat Championship Facebook page and you will get all the details through there. I believe they've got tickets available at Likens Martial Arts and Wosobama Gym in Ayr. Now, my next guest then is going to be on the show that night. Going to be in a K1 match. Okay, so as I said, it's going to be a lot of stuff on. We've got grappling, we've got Muay Thai, boxing, and K1. So Matthew Cairns is going to be in a K1 fight and representing Clan Combat. So really good gym. Really good setup they have over there at Clan Combat as well. So they're producing a lot of great talent coming out there. Matthew being one of them. So we're going to get to see some action next Saturday from Matthew. Matthew, listen, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Tell us about you then. So obviously at Clan Combat, how's everything going at training at the moment? Well, even so, I mean, you talked about you work full time. So how often do you get to train?
So I usually train 4 or 5 nights a week. We've got the kickboxing and boxing classes, and then there's an MMA class that runs. So
Yeah.
depending on my hours, I'll try and do the MMA classes. But other than that, I'm in 4 times a week for boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah. It's good as well. I mean, that's a good mix. So obviously MMA training, kickboxing, boxing, and so on. So it's a really good mix of training that you are getting.
I think it's nice getting sort of the different levels as well.
Yeah, yeah. What about training itself? Because obviously, don't give me too much. Don't tell me too much. As I said, Nate Diaz said, keep that secret ninja shit for next
Yeah.
weekend. But I mean, how's the training for you at the moment?
Well, as we spoke about earlier, obviously, I've taken this fight up a couple kilos from usual, so I'm expecting to be coming in lighter than my opponent. So we're
Yeah,
trying to work on just staying sharp, staying fast, and trying not to get in a bit of a brawl.
yeah, yeah. Let me ask: Is that? Because again, your opponent more than likely will be cutting weight. Right. So
Hmm.
obviously especially the last week, I mean, you'll probably know yourself. I mean, that weight cut in the last week can be horrible for some people. So do you think that's going to give you a bit of an advantage coming in, maybe not having to cut as much weight as your opponent might be doing?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'll be feeling fresher and sort of I feel like I might have more energy kind of going in as I've not had to really drain myself.
Yeah,
Just feeling good.
yeah. So it'll be a good week next week then. So
Yeah.
not going to be what we call it hangry. You'll not be hangry next week.
Aye.
You'll be in a good place. So, and as you said, I mean, you'll come in, yeah. I mean, you'll come in fast. You'll be light on your feet and so on. So it should make for a good matchup for you.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, yeah. What about Total Combat itself then? So, how did you find out you were going to be on the Total Combat card?
So I'd say to my coach, like, I was looking to get into a couple fights and put me down for quite a few. And so I've been quite unfortunate with pull-outs and not getting matched. And then he said that I was matched to fight a boy called Eugen Black, I think,
Yeah,
at 68 kilos. And then I think 2 weeks ago, he pulled out and I was offered this fight up at 72 kilos. So I was like, I just want to get in there. So I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Let me ask as well. I mean, as I speak to a lot of MMA fighters, and the biggest frustration they have is a pull out. I mean, some people, I mean, it could be a couple of weeks. Some people, it could be a couple of days pull out. But how frustrating is it for you, especially when you're getting ready for a fight and you're in a training camp for it? I mean, how frustrating is it you for someone to then pull out?
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I mean, I've been on the unfortunate end where with my last fight it was 68 kilos, and the day before the fight they asked to make it 65, and I
Yeah,
was like, I can't make that weight, so
yeah,
it sort of went off, and then I've done all the training just for it to result in nothing happening.
yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, people pull out for a number of these
Hmm.
injuries and so on. So, I mean, these things can't be avoided. But as I say, I just feel. I mean, I I get to speak to a lot of fighters across, whether it be K1, a Muay Thai, MMA, and so on. And as I said, you feel for them. I mean, especially because I know how much you guys train and how much you put into it for then, as I said, unfortunately, the fight to fall through. So it's great that you got another opponent. They
Hmm.
had someone else, albeit a different weight level. But it's great that you do have someone. You're going to be getting someone there on the day.
Yeah, it happens, but I was going in for a fight, so it doesn't really matter. A little bit
Yeah,
heavier, but it's what it is.
yeah. Listen, I'm sure you train with heavier guys in the gym every single day, so
Hmm.
a lot heavier than 72 kilos as well.
Yeah.
So then just got Billy McCann, obviously Mister Total Combat himself, just to saying, look, thanks for taking the fight, much appreciated.
Hmm.
So yeah, big shout out to Billy McCann there. So Billy's done an awesome job. I mean, it's a really good card that he's put together, very grappling orientated. So
Hmm.
you're going to see a lot of grappling matches. Is that something that you might fancy?
That's quite interesting. I've been trying to get into a bit of grappling, just every if I've got a chance in between kickboxing. So it'd be really interesting to watch a couple of those fights.
Yeah, yeah. Some big names on it. We've got Mark McQueen, Jean Maltese. Obviously, John coming all the way over from Ireland, going to take on the Man Mountain himself, Mark McQueen. So, so
Hmm.
that'll be a cracking main event that you're going to see. Shawnee Stewart on the card as well. So there's going to be a lot of high level grappling that you're
Hmm.
going to get to see next Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fancy a match with Mark McQueen.
No, not yet.
I don't think there's many people. I think Mark had the same. He had an issue where they couldn't get him matched up, and then I think they had him matched. Match fell through, and then so he had obviously he was sitting in limbo waiting on someone, and then suddenly the boy John Maltese from Ireland stepped up and said, "Well, do you know what? I'll take it." And within 10 minutes, the guy had booked his flights, his accommodation, and he was ready to come over. So yeah, Mark's in a similar boat where people nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wants to fight him
Uh-huh.
at all. So that's the same in you. K1, nobody wants to fight you. If they're pulling out, they
Hmm.
must be scared, man. They must be scared. So what's next for you then, Matthew? What do
So
you see yourself doing going forward?
I think maybe a month ago we were at one of my sister's first ring fight, and I saw lots of the N class Muay Thai fights. And I was
Yeah,
like, that's a bit of me. I'd quite like to do some of the Muay Thai fights.
yeah, yeah. What about MMA? You said you do MMA training. Are we going to see that in the future?
Yeah, so with my coach, he'd been saying if I want to do an MMA fight, I should get sort of a grappling match and a
Yeah,
kickboxing match separately before going in. And obviously, I do a lot more kickboxing, so I'm quite confident in my stand up. But I think a bit of ground game work, and then I think that'd be something I'm interested in.
yeah, yeah. I say the even like grappling. I mean, I'd say grappling, specifically grappling, and then you got MMA style of grappling. A little bit different because obviously the MMA side is the grappling's very aggressive, whereas obviously you
Hmm.
look at like a jiu-jitsu match and it's don't get me wrong, it can be aggressive, especially with wrestlers and so on. Um, but as I said, it's a little bit more composed, a little bit more relaxed and so on. So, but as I say, next Saturday, you're going to see two different styles. As I say, um, we've got MMA fighters that are going to be on the card, so they're going to bring a different style of grappling. You're going to have pure jiu-jitsu guys. So there's going to be a lot of wrestlers as well, and there's going to be a
Hmm.
couple of wrestlers on the card. So So you'll see a lot of different styles of grappling next week. So, and you'll be able to look, you'll be able to see some of these guys as well, because some of these guys are your
Yeah.
weight. So you'll be able to
Uh-huh.
look and say, well, listen, I want a shot against him at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm. The MMA does. I'm confident in my stand up, and I think just work on that takedown defense, and see where we can go.
Yeah. Billy's also saying they've got a show coming up in November, and he's going to have Muay Thai on that as well. So, so
Mm-hmm.
obviously saying if you want a Muay Thai fight,
Yeah.
November.
Get the win on Saturday, and then we'll come back in November.
Definitely, definitely. Well, final thing then. So obviously for you, Matthew, been in the game for a while. So anybody you want to shout out to, any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that?
Yeah, so obviously big shout out to the Gym Clan Combat head coach Brian, and good shout out to my sparring partner Cammy Woodward. Really high level kickboxing, has been helping me sort of dial myself in for this fight.
Yeah. And obviously anybody that you've missed them, everybody knows who they are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people comes
Aye,
in.
going for a while.
So, but big shout out to Brian as well. Brian's absolute
Mm-hmm.
legend. As we definitely love Brian. So it'll be good to see Brian on the 20th and get a chat with him. So, so there we go, guys. Then we're going to have Matthew Cairns, Clan Combat, going to be heading over to Total Kombat Championships next Saturday, the 20th of May. Now, anybody looking for tickets, as I mentioned, make sure if you're going to see Matthew, hit up Matthew first. Matthew might have some tickets available. If not, you will be able to go to either the Likens gym in Kilmarnock or Wosobama gym in Ayr. Both of these do have tickets available. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing night of combat sports. As always, I mean, we love combat sports in Scotland, and we love to watch it. So these guys are going to put on an absolute performance next Saturday. So, Matthew, listen, thank you very much, brother, for taking the time to speak to me. It's been awesome. It's been a
Thank
good,
you.
good chat,
Aye.
buddy.
Thank you
Um,
very much.
just a quick comment again coming in from Alan Curry. Just saying, look, a big thanks to Clan Combat, Brian, and all the support they've given the fighters, and obviously Matthew as well. So, um, so a lot of love
Thank
there
you very
coming from
much.
Total Combat. A lot of love from Total Combat there. So,
Mm,
um, but listen, enjoy the rest of your training, Matthew.
thank you.
And yeah, we'll see you in about a week's time, buddy. All right.
Excited for Saturday.
Yes. Take it
All
easy,
right.
buddy. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.